Pullman, Washington is opening a COVID-19 testing center due to the high demand in the area. Find out where this site will be located.
And what countries had limited the use of the Moderna vaccine? Hear what side effects were reported in younger males.
The Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good afternoon, I'm Aspen Schumpert.
And I'm Sydney Gardner. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Pullman Regional Hospital has partnered with Insight Diagnostics to open a COVID-19 testing center. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 690 Bishop Boulevard in Pullman. This is near Anytime Fitness and was created to meet the demand for COVID-19 testing in the area. $20,000 in funding was provided by the Whitman County Health Network.
Representative Kathy McMorris-Rogers has tested positive for COVID-19. McMorris was fully vaccinated and in a statement said her symptoms are mild and she is quarantining at home. Her offices in Spokane, Walla Walla, Colville, and Washington, D.C. will remain open.
U.S. News reports that Finland is joining Sweden and Denmark in limiting Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. Finland paused the use of Moderna for young males due to reports of a rare cardiovascular side effect. The countries are recommending that men under 30 opt out for the Pfizer vaccine.
If you take a look around on your walk to and from campus, you might notice the amount of face masks lying on the ground. Murrow News 8 reporter Camryn tells us the effects littered masks have on the environment.
On a college campus, it's probably common that face masks are required inside campus buildings. However, the real issue with that is where those face masks end up. It's almost a guarantee that your walk to and from campus, you might see a disposable face mask on the ground, stuck in a bush, or left on a bench. While it could be an accident, it's definitely hurting our environment.
We have all sorts of problems with microplastics in rivers, and there's lots of different kinds of masks, and I don't know what they're all made of, but I'm sure that they're not going to be good for the environment.
According to a study that was published to the National Library of Medicine, said that 3.4 billion face masks are discarded every day, and even though they're labeled as disposable, they don't actually go away. Cara Whitman, a School of the Environment professor at WSU, said this issue is definitely hurting our environment, and just like any other item that doesn't get thrown away, there's always an impact.
Well, just like any type of trash material that is left on the ground, it can mingle with water and break down slowly over time, and those components can be harmful for a lot of different reasons, maybe directly through ingestion by other organisms or through the release of toxins to the environment. So if they do have some sort of PCBs or other types of compounds that are not safe to be in the environment, that's a significant risk, especially if we have a large influx of that type of material into the environment.
These littered face masks that get blown into rivers and streams are made up of multiple plastic fibers that will remain in the environment for decades. I took a quick walk around WSU's campus and collected 2 gallon-sized bags of littered face masks. Now that was just by myself in a matter of 30 minutes. Imagine if I walked around the entire city. Kynan Rattan is the president of the Environmental Club here at WSU, and he gives us some insight on how this is affecting our environment.
Masks are made out of material that doesn't degrade, so once it's in the environment and it's sitting there, it's going to be there for a long time. And rather than just like disappearing, it's just going to go into smaller and smaller pieces, which like the issue of microplastics is just as big of an issue as like bigger pieces of plastic that we find in the environment.
Plastic products such as masks, gloves, and bottles of sanitizers have played a vital role in protecting people during the COVID-19 pandemic. It could cause a surge in unwanted plastic washing up in ocean coastlines.
A lot of the time, species will like consume things with microplastics in it because it just leaches into different things. And once it's in their bodies, it doesn't really leave, and so it just builds up.
This issue can be achieved by proper disposal of your personal protective gear, such as face masks. As recommended by the US FDA, reusable cloth face masks are the best way to go when protecting the environment from unwanted plastic. For Murrow News 8, I'm Camryn Baber.
A 22-year-old man was airlifted to Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane Thursday afternoon after a car accident about 3 miles north of Pullman. According to spokesman.com, Washington State Patrol said Kyle Lim of University Place, Washington, was driving north on State Route 27 when his vehicle rolled and came to rest in a field. Lim was wearing his seatbelt and drugs and alcohol were not a factor in the crash.
The Panhandle Health District in Idaho is warning the public of the harmful bacteria in 3 Idaho lakes. Black Cave and Hauser Lakes have been confirmed to contain blue-green algae. Recreationalists are warned to limit their exposure to the contaminated lakes to avoid exposure symptoms such as rashes, hives, or vomiting. More severe symptoms may be experienced upon ingestion.
Court issues for the victims of the Amtrak derailment. Clifford Law Office out of Chicago is filing lawsuits against Amtrak on behalf of 11 victims. But when you buy a ticket, you automatically sign a mutual arbitration agreement. The law firm says this process denies people of their constitutional right to a court hearing.
President Biden is expected to sign a proclamation that restores protections for 3 national monuments. Protection for Bear Ears, Grand Staircase Escalante, and Northeast Canyons and Seamonts were stripped by the Trump administration. The Biden administration said in a memo that the president's protection of these monuments is among a series of steps the administration has taken to restore protection to America's most cherished lands and waters.
Tesla is moving its headquarters from Palo Alto, California to Austin, Texas. CEO Elon Musk announced his move during a Tesla shareholders meeting, expressing his excitement for the move. Musk said California's housing affordability and commuting issues have caused hurdles for its current location. Musk moved to Texas in December, and his company SpaceX is developing a massive rocket system known as Starship in southern Texas. Homecoming week will end off with a bang when the WSU Cougars play the Oregon State Beavers. But what will Giza Field look like with the new COVID regulations?
And hear how WSU freshmen have adapted to in-person classes and what struggles they're facing in a moment.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker.
On your left.
Your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot. Your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, with early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for 1. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
WSU's new COVID procedures are being introduced for tomorrow's game against Oregon State. Our reporter, Henry Lenhart, is live at the student entrance to talk about the new process. Henry?
Hey, thanks, Scott. Hey, thanks, guys. Well, if you're planning on coming into Oregon State's game tomorrow and getting in those gates behind me, you're going to have to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test that was taken at least 72 hours prior to tomorrow's game. Reporter Derek Shorm dove deeper into this procedure.
USU announced that starting on October 9th for their game against Oregon State, anyone 12 and older is required to be fully vaccinated or provide a negative COVID test from within 72 hours prior to kickoff. University spokesman Phil Weiler stressed the importance of getting a COVID test done early for those that aren't fully vaccinated.
The other thing that's important for people to realize is they should not, if they're coming to the game from somewhere else, they should not assume they can sort of roll into Pullman, find a rapid COVID test and get it the day of the game. It's really going to be important that people do that before they leave home, so they've got those results in hand.
But once fans get their COVID test or proof of vaccination, what will those procedures look like on game day? You'll be able to show your proof of vaccination here at Cougville, here at the Compton Union Building, and here at Beasley Coliseum. And once you're checked in, there will be express lanes available at gates A, B, I, and over here at gate F. But once you're inside, masks will still be required. Weiler also stressed the importance of fans continuing to wear masks during games.
Another thing that people need to remember is we still do have the mask mandate in place. People should be wearing a mask both indoors and outdoors when they're at the game, unless they're actively eating and drinking. Wearing a mask is just it's a common courtesy, and it's now a requirement to be attending the game. So
the athletic department has yet to announce whether fans will receive refunds for failing to provide their vaccination status or negative COVID test, but the athletics website does have a frequently asked questions page with further details on game day protocols. For Murrow News 8, I'm Derek Strom.
Once you are verified, you will get a stamp on your hand that'll let you walk through those gates. Proof of vaccination can either be the physical card or just a photo of it on your phone. And as a reminder, there is no on-site testing here at Giesa Field. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Henry. The Lumberyard has been revived with some new management and some familiar faces. Molly Golden and former manager of Stubbyfield's DJ Goldfinger have partnered to make the food and entertainment destination a staple in Pullman. The restaurant will feature new dining options, and on weekends, DJ Goldfinger will host an 18 or older dance night, for which will feature dancing and a 21-plus bar section.
The WSU School of Music is hosting its first concert of the year. The concert features the award-winning WSU Jazz Big Band as well as faculty ensemble Jazz Northwest and Big Band 2 under the direction of Regents Professor and Coordinator of Jazz Studies Greg Yasinski. The concert will be in Kimbrough Hall on Tuesday, October 12th. It will also be live streamed on the WSU Pullman Music YouTube channel.
The transition from high school to college is usually difficult, but freshmen this year have to face an even bigger challenge. I took a deeper look into how they were doing.
I knew it was going to be hard, but I didn't know it was going to be like this hard.
Freshmen at Washington State University are almost halfway through their first semester of college. But with the last year and a half of high school almost completely virtual, some are struggling with the adjustment of closing laptops, grabbing backpacks, and heading to campus.
Going from like being at home every single day to like having to like actually go to your classes, having like get that like academic drive back has been like a lot harder than I expected it to be.
Freshman Anna Sabin said the workload her senior year of high school did not prepare her for college.
I did not have like a lot of work at all, and a lot of it was like, you know, you can use your resources and like online tests, and it really took away like all like academic integrity.
Assistant Professor of Music AJ Miller said professors have also noticed this gap in education.
Freshmen are generally overwhelmed, but this is a big adjustment. Some of it has been the rigor of coursework. Zoom high school was pretty much a joke, you know, and so I think they were not expecting homework, or if they were expecting homework, they weren't expecting it to actually be like hard, and maybe not even hard, but expecting to actually have to do some stuff. So I think there was the stress level, especially now as we're coming up on midterms, is kind of like you can feel the tension a little bit, you know.
A stressful time that he hopes students will be able to get through. With Murrow News 8, I'm Sydney Gardner.
It was definitely cold walking to campus this morning. How will it look for the rest of the week?
Here are our weathercast with Madeline next.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Let's hope the weather for the football game is as nice as the excitement for homecoming week. Madeline Donaldson has our weather.
Thanks, Aspen. So, all right, when you stepped out of your door today, you might have seen a little raindrops and a slight drizzle. I noticed things are getting a little cooler here in Pullman. So today we have a high of 57 and a low of 35, and the sun sets at 6:14 today, so a little earlier we see it. And then winds are picking up at 8 miles per hour. And then tomorrow we have a high of 59 degrees and then a low of 43, with winds picking up even more to 12 miles per hour. And then a sunrise at 6:58. And then, so over here you'll see Olympia, which is looking a little partially cloudy at 61 degrees and then a low of 37. And then Seattle is looking a little cooler and sunny, which is good, so you won't need to wear your rain jacket, which is rare in Seattle. But so a high of 59 and a low of 43. And then here in Yakima, you'll see it's a high of 64 and a low of 34, so partially cloudy. I'll step over here and then show you Tri-Cities, which is also a high of 66. So roughly everywhere is mid-60s, and then a low of 34. And then I'll step over here so you can see Spokane, which is at 63 degrees and sunny, and then a low of 32, which is creeping into that cooler weather. And then here in Pullman, you see it's 57 and then 35 degrees. And then for your 5-day forecast, we have Saturday tomorrow, which is CFS, which is luckily not raining, and which is great for if you're into football. So we got 59 degrees and 35. Then Sunday, rain, which sucks, I know. Get those rain jackets out. And then Monday, we got a high of 50 and a low of 31. And then Tuesday, a high of 53 and then low of 35. And then 48 degrees and 33 on Wednesday. That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Which two streaks are on the line as Oregon State comes to town?
And find out what WSU team was sweeping in the desert. Doyle D'Angelo has your sports next.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me.
Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Doyle D'Angelo here with your sports today. So, Cougar football starts a homestand this Saturday against the Oregon State Beavers for homecoming. The Cougs would like to make it 8 straight against the Beavers, as the last time Oregon State beat Wazoo was 2013. A matchup to watch out for in this game is that Wazoo defense and the OSU running game, led by Pac-12 leading rusher B.J. Baylor. Washington State has won 5 homecoming games in a row. Hitting the road for the first time in Pac-12 play, Cougar volleyball dominated and swept the Arizona Sun Devils yesterday. The win was a total team effort for the Cougs. Both Jill Arova and Kayla Williams led the way, finishing with 11 kills. They also got great contributions from Katie Ryan and Pia Timmer. Cougar volleyball looks to continue their success as their next match is with Arizona on Sunday. WSU soccer will look to bounce back Sunday against California after losing 1-0 to Stanford yesterday. The loss to Stanford is noteworthy for a few reasons. It marked Wazoo's first loss in Pac-12 play this year. It is their first time being shut out this year, and this game broke WSU freshman Nadia Cooper's program record for shutout time as she conceded the first goal of her collegiate career. The WSU goalkeeper hadn't allowed a goal for 578 minutes and 45 seconds. In what used to be an odd occurrence, the Seattle Seahawks have now lost back-to-back games at home this season after falling to the Los Angeles Rams in primetime. The Rams only scored 3 points in the first half, but it didn't matter. The Seahawks defense allowed 23 points in the second half, and that combined with the sputtering of the Seahawks offense allowed the Rams to take the game 26-17, albeit an inspiring comeback from Geno Smith. Russell Wilson injured his middle finger in the third quarter and will receive an MRI. The start of the NHL season is fastly approaching, and players for the Seattle Kraken are welcoming this opportunity with open arms. Many of the players are in the same situation this year and are embracing the chance to set a precedent for hockey in the city of Seattle.
Thanks, Doyle. And speaking of sports, the Seattle Kraken has a big fan who looks great in a Kraken jersey.
Find out who in a moment.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat.
Come on.
detached from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Shaquille O'Neal was seen sporting a Seattle Kraken jersey yesterday to celebrate his new fast food restaurant in the climate change arena. O'Neal's Big Chicken restaurant is opening its first in-arena location at the home of the Kraken and the WNBA's Seattle Storm. His restaurant will feature O'Neal is likely wearing the biggest Kraken jersey currently in existence.
I'm gonna read it. WSU is studying hemp as a part of a new $10 million grant provided by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The study is helping define economic opportunities in the western United States. WSU Institute of Biological Chemistry professor David Gang says, we're interested in what hemp varieties are best for the western growers. The 5-year project is being led by Oregon State University's Global Hemp Innovation Center.
So Aspen, are you a big hockey fan?
I'm not that big of a hockey fan, are you?
Oh, kind of. I'm excited to get over to Seattle and maybe catch a Kraken game and get some of that chicken, but it's just been so busy around here these past couple of weeks, and I don't know when I'm going to have a chance.
Especially with homecoming this week. Campus is extremely busy. It's exciting. Have you got to get out to see any of the activities this week?
You know, I have got to catch some of them. I've been walking around seeing all the houses decorated, and I also got to catch the lip sync last night, which was pretty fun, always exciting. What about you?
Just the decorating. I'm really excited for the game and everything that will happen on Saturday. It's nice to be back in person after having no activities last year.
Absolutely. The game's going to be so much fun. My parents are actually coming to town and they're going to tailgate. So hopefully I'll get some yummy food and yeah, hang out. What about you?
Yeah, I'm really excited for the game and tailgating. But that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. And if you missed anything, you can catch anything on our YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching. Dude, what?